going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be filling you guys in on some major updates that have been happening with Britney Spears and her conservatorship. First of all, Britney's longtime attorney, Samuel Ingham, who has represented her for the past 13 years, is reportedly going to file paperwork today to be removed as Britney's court-appointed attorney. On top of that, we also learned that Britney's longtime manager, Larry Rudolph, has also resigned, and in his resignation letter, he also revealed that Britney shared with him that she wants to retire from music. And on top of all of that, over the weekend, we also learned that Britney Spears did call 911 the night before she testified in court to report conservatorship abuse. I'm telling you guys, there is so much that we need to discuss, but first, because this is the first pop-off of the week, you know I love a check-in, you know I love to see how the House of Hill is doing, how your guys' weekend was. If you're interested in how I spent the long weekend, I did upload a 4th of July weekend vlog, so make sure you check that out. I'm also clearly back in Kansas City. As you can see, this is always my backdrop when I'm in Kansas City. I'm in town for a wedding, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to get to reunite with my childhood best friends for probably the most days that we've gotten to reunite in a really long time. So it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm going to do my best to vlog while I'm in Kansas City, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is gonna be a little crazy. It's gonna be a little hectic. So I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna go, but I'm definitely gonna try. So I'll definitely do my best to keep you guys updated on that. But in the meantime, don't forget to let me know how you're doing and how your weekend was down in those comments. And now for you straight to the tea people, this is the time code that you want. Make sure you put this in the comments for your fellow straight to the tea people, because it's time to start unwrapping these Britney Spears facts. All right, so first up, let's talk about all of the resignations that are going on, starting with Britney's longtime manager, Larry Rudolph. TMZ reports that over the weekend, Larry sent his letter of resignation to Jody Montgomery, aka the woman who is in charge of Britney's personal conservatorship, and a letter to Jamie Spears because he is the co-conservator on Britney's estate and her finances. According to TMZ, the letter stated, quote, "It has been over 2.5 years since Britney and I last communicated, at which time she informed me she wanted to take an indefinite work hiatus. Earlier today, I became aware that Britney had been voicing her intention to officially retire." Larry Rudolph reportedly went on to say that he is not part of the conservatorship and that he has not been informed on all of the details, especially the details that Britney Spears testified to in court a couple weeks back. According to TMZ, Larry continued on saying, quote, "I was originally hired at Britney's request to help manage and assist her with her career. And as her manager, I believe it is in Britney's best interest for me to resign from her team as my professional services are no longer needed." TMZ conveniently pointed out that Larry's resignation comes after Britney testified in court that she was forced to do a European tour under the conservatorship. This is, of course, something that Britney's team denies. In fact, Britney's team claims that she, quote, "begged them to do this European tour," and they also claim that they have emails to prove this. Regardless of what Britney testified to in court, it sounds like Larry's main reason for wanting to resign is this alleged claim that Britney has said she wants to retire from music. Now, while we don't have confirmation on this claim that Britney wants to retire from music, I do want to fill you guys in on the fact that Britney has previously said she will not perform until further notice as long as her father is in charge of her conservatorship. And considering a judge just recently ruled to keep Jamie Spears on as Britney's co-conservator of her estate and her finances, I don't think we're going to see Britney perform anytime soon. Which TMZ pointed out that if Britney has no plans on making new music, performing, and if she is actually going to retire from music, then obviously she doesn't need a manager, which would make sense why Larry would resign because his services are no longer needed. Moving on, let's talk about Britney's lawyer, Samuel Ingham. TMZ also reported today that Britney's court-appointed lawyer, Sam Ingham, allegedly plans to file paperwork today asking to be removed from representing Britney. It's worth noting that he has been her court-appointed attorney for 13 years now. Sources close to the situation told TMZ that Sam is, quote, "extremely upset at Britney's statement in court. Mainly, he's upset that she said she didn't know she could end the conservatorship." These sources claim that Sam regularly gave Britney options, including the fact that she could request the conservatorship to end. But these sources claim that Britney never wanted to, quote, "pull the plug." So essentially they're saying Sam wants to resign because he doesn't like what Britney testified to in court. And these sources that definitely sound like they're from Sam's side are saying, oh, he always let her know what was going on. He always let her know she could file to end the conservatorship at any time, but she's the one who didn't want it to end. A freaking mess and a half, if you ask me. Anyway, TMZ went on to report that their sources say Britney did talk to Sam about removing Jamie, but she never wanted to end the conservatorship. TMZ continued saying that the last straw for Sam was when Britney told the judge he never informed her of all of her legal options. In Sam's request to be removed that is allegedly going to be filed today, TMZ reports that Sam will not go into detail in this request about why he wants to be removed because of attorney-client confidentiality. Anyone else find it interesting how people around Britney all of these years are starting to drop like flies now that she finally spoke out in court, or is it just me? Nonetheless, before I pop off off about this, let me fill you guys in on that 911 call that Britney made the night before she testified in court. In an explosive report from the New Yorker over the weekend, a source confirmed that Britney did call the authorities the night before she testified in court to report conservatorship abuse. After Britney called the police, a source told the New Yorker, quote, members of Spears' team began texting one another frantically. They were worried about what Spears might say the next day, and they discussed how to prepare in the event that she went rogue. Now, I don't know about you all, but after hearing that, I so desperately want to hear what exactly Britney said during that 911 phone call. And while typically 911 calls are public record, but unfortunately in this case, because authorities say this is an ongoing investigation, that 911 call has officially been sealed. Okay, I am so ready to pop off about all of this and let you guys know what I think. You know, I do not pop any champagne when we're talking about Britney Spears. No shambangs when I'm talking about Britney Spears, just out of respect for her and the situation that she's in. So everyone grab your water. We're gonna hydrate. We're gonna hydrate for clear skin and hydrate to free Britney. All right, so I don't know about you all, but all of these major Britney updates definitely have me feel like there are some major shenanigans going on behind the scenes. I don't know what those shenanigans are, but I feel like they're very big. The fact that her attorney Samuel Ingham is just now deciding to resign after all of these years is a major red flag in my opinion. I feel like he knows that he definitely screwed something up and he's just trying to abandon ship before it blows up in his face. Not that I trust a damn word that comes out of Jamie Spears' mouth, but don't forget, after Britney testified, he filed paperwork and made an accusation that Samuel Ingham has not been representing Britney in her best interest, and that he's asked the court to make changes to the conservatorship that weren't in Britney's best interest, and that these changes happened without an investigation. So again, not that I tend to believe anything that Jamie Spears has ever said or claimed. I do think that Samuel Ingham has not been acting in Britney's best interest, and I feel like he knows that's about to come out, because why now would he have to be removed as Britney's court-appointed lawyer after 13 years of representing her? It just doesn't make sense to me unless he's trying to avoid something coming out. I don't know, I just feel like there's something really fishy going on with Samuel, and I'm hoping that at some point the truth will come to light. Now, as far as this claim from Britney's longtime, well now ex-manager Larry Rudolph about her retiring from music, I don't know if I see her retiring indefinitely, but I definitely see her retiring music for the time being. I mean, as Britney has said in the past, she has no plans to make new music, she has no plans to perform as long as her dad is in charge of her conservatorship, and while yes, he's not in charge of her personal conservatorship anymore, he still has a major hand in her finances by being a co-conservator on her estate. So the fact that a judge literally ruled last week that Jamie stands as a co-conservator tells me that Britney will not be doing anything music related anytime soon. I obviously hope that she's not retiring forever. I hope that at some point, once this conservatorship issue is resolved, that we can see Britney make a return to the music industry and dominate the music industry at that. But as of right now, unfortunately, I don't see it happening. And because of Britney not having anything to do with music in the foreseeable future, that really does leave her manager Larry Rudolph with nothing to do. So I do understand why he's resigning, but I want to make it clear that I don't think he's completely innocent of any wrongdoings that happened to Britney under this conservatorship. I think he chose to turn a blind eye because at the end of the day, it would benefit him if Britney was under the conservatorship and forced to work. So I don't believe that Larry is completely innocent in this situation, and if he did do anything wrong to Britney, I believe that it will later come out if the fight to end Britney's conservatorship goes to trial. Like many legal experts have weighed in and said, so many people from Britney's life are going to be deposed and have to testify and be asked about the claims that Britney made in court. Her longtime manager obviously falls under the category of people who would likely be deposed. So I feel like if he did do anything wrong to Britney, or if he did know something and pretended not to know something, that truth will also eventually come to light. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. And honestly, the last thing I want to say is I really wish we freaking knew what Britney had to say during that 911 phone call that she made the night before she testified in court. I mean, she obviously had to make some pretty explosive claims other than just the conservatorship abuse, which we know about, for her team to frantically freak out like they did once they found out that she called the police. I think everyone around Britney has been seriously underestimating her, and I think they've been seriously underestimating the fight that she has in her to get her freedom. And the fact that she had the foresight to call 911 the night before she testified and get it on the record that she is accusing people of conservatorship abuse, I think was a very smart move. And I think she's definitely trying to set herself up to win the case to end this conservatorship. And I think people have just been underestimating her. But like I said, I still really wish we could actually hear what she said during that 911 phone call. And who knows, at some point when this does go to trial, we might be able to hear it. But the last thing I want to say is that I hope nobody around Britney counts her out, because I think she is determined to get her freedom. I think she is determined to end this conservatorship. And honestly, I'm 1000% behind her. All right, you guys, that is the latest going on with Britney. I want to hear all of your thoughts and feels down below. While you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell. While you guys are at it, don't forget to give me a follow over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to check out my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.